So, continuing my brand new series, I wanted to go over the best and the worst about Infinity Train. Now I know you're probably thinking, Rohan, didn't this trailer come out like 2 years ago?
Yes.
But as 2019 approaches and we get closer and closer to the actual release of the show, I thought it was a perfect time to go over the best and the worst aspects of Infinity Train. Starting with the best. The idea. I mean, have you ever heard of such a crazy idea? Tulip is trapped on a train with an infinite number of carriages, and she must use her wit and anything else she can find in order to escape. Immediately, I am in love with this idea. And as confirmed to me by others, this was its own fully independent idea. And there isn't much else like it. The whole concept of the show is out of the ordinary, moving away from norms. Usually we see Cartoon Network start shows off pretty tame and move on to become these incredible masterpieces. But this seems to start off right in the deep end, and that is something I love. Tulip. From the pilot we saw, we briefly got to peek into the mind of Tulip and see how she is as a character. And first of all, it is great to see a female as a lead of a show. And on top of that, she just seems like a normal girl caught up in a strange mess. This is great, in my opinion, because I can already relate to Tulip and her life in some way. And this, I believe, is one of the important aspects of a show: relatability. The more people the characters can connect with, the better the show does overall, and the more the character develops. So I'm excited to see how Tulip develops when this show releases. And in my final spot for best, a little different, but I have to put the hype behind the show. One of the best things about the show is that it's going to be a show. Rarely do we get to see a show that comes to pilot for everyone to see, and then goes on to become a proper show airing on Cartoon Network. This is honestly amazing. Thanks to the support of the amazing fans and the people who saw the immense potential behind this show, Cartoon Network has decided to make Infinity Train into its own fully realized show. And honestly, what more can you ask for? Moving on to the worst. The change in style. After watching the pilot, man, I was so in love with the art style. But then a while later, we received a trailer for the proper show that will air on Cartoon Network. And it seems that they changed the art style. Now, I'm not saying the new art style is bad or that I hate it, but I definitely do not like it more than the old style. The old style was simple, clean, and crisp. This style, it looks more, abstract, I would say. Kind of like a painting. So I guess we will just have to wait and see how they pull it off when the show releases. The plot. Now, I know we don't have any proper details about the plot yet, but there are a few details we can gather from this trailer. And it seems like Tulip was just living her normal life when she was taken away or moved away onto this train, and then forced to find her way out. Because of this, I have a strange feeling we could see a plot of her home life before the train, or maybe even the life of her family while she's on the train. This is a little worrisome, because for a show to run two side-by-side plots at the very same time would require some excellent storytelling technique. Otherwise, this could make the show tank, as we don't know which story to follow. So another thing, we will just have to wait and see how they pull off this plot. And finally, the release. I know this isn't really a worst, because we have a release, but the fact that we don't have a proper date, just 2019. The pilot released way back in 2016, and so we have been waiting a long time for this show. Now, granted, it takes a long time for a show to go from idea stage to drawing stage to animation stage all the way to production. But what worries me is Cartoon Network. Recently we have seen they've made some bad choices with their questionable advertising of Adventure Time and their sudden fascination with Teen Titans Go. And so I really don't want another Close Enough situation where it was said to be released in 2018, but here we are and still no release date yet. They've said 2019, so here's to hoping that they stick to what they say and the show does release, in fact, next year. Again, just another thing to be wary of. Anyways, that was my best and worst of Infinity Train. Let me know if you agree with my points, and comment down below in your own. I'd love to have a discussion and see what you guys think. Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more Infinity Train in the near future. Hope you all have a great day, and until next time.